Hey friends, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. It is still cold outside. It is end of January, about to be beginning of February. I didn't want to be indoors anymore, so I came outside. I found a covered deck here to try to block the wind a little bit, and I wanted to shoot a video. In this video, I wanted to talk about your 2024 real estate stats. And this is that time of year where we're all moving forward in 2025, but you got to take a step back. You got to look in the rear view for a second, and you got to see, hey, what did we do last year? Also, what did we do in 23, right? So what was that year over year kind of performance here at the lake? And then I wanted to show some stats from 2021. And I don't think it matters, right? Whether you're looking to relocate here at Lake of the Ozarks or moving to Florida or California, or really anywhere in the country, you're probably curious on real estate trends and appreciation levels, and is this going to be a good investment? And so this is that unique time of year. We want to move forward with a lot of cool things happening in 2025. I'm going to talk about that in my next video. There is a lot of boom going on here at the lake. There's a lot of commercial growth and a lot of cool things. But right now in this one, I wanted to talk purely about real estate stats, what happened last year, what happened in some previous years. So there's 4 categories that I'm gonna cover: residential lakefront homes, condominiums, off-lake properties, and then I wanted to touch on $1 million and above listings and properties. And so, first one we're gonna talk about is your residential lakefront homes. In 2024, we did 648 transactions. In 2023, we did 646 transactions. So from 23 to 24, it's almost dead even. There really was no change in transactions. In 2021, there was 1,081 transactions. So 2021, you saw this big boom in the real estate market down here at Lake of the Ozarks. And it's for a couple reasons, mainly your pandemic reasons. March of 2020, when the pandemic hit, a lot of people during 2020 and into 21 realized they can work remotely, or they just wanted a different lifestyle change, or these types of things. And so you saw this big shift in purchases because, hey, if I don't have to live in the same city as my employer, maybe I want a different lifestyle. I'm gonna go, especially here at the lake, I'm gonna go live lake life, still have employment, and I'm gonna change some things up. You also saw a shift from people that just in general wanted a different lifestyle when big cities were shutting down and all of the weirdness going on during that time frame. They just wanted a shift. So that's why you saw the growth in 2021 was this big move. There's a lot of people that vacation down here or had second homes, and they just decided to make this their permanent location. So your average price point of lakefront properties, everything included, last year was $765,000. The year before that was about $735,000. So you had about this $30,000 jump from 23 to 24. And that's normal, right? That's probably pretty healthy. And in 2021, the average was about 593. So you saw this big jump from 2021 when the pandemic hit and COVID and all that kind of stuff happened, people relocating, the demand to get into the lake was high, and obviously supply is what it is, right? So with supply being where it is and demand being high, you start to see the values increase, right? Home appreciations went up quite a bit because there's that demand and there's only so many houses. So increase for sure in purchase price of home, increase from 21 to today with transactions, but year over year, it's kind of normal. So that kind of gives you the feeling that yes, 2020 and 21 are kind of fluke years with the pandemic and interest rates and all of these things, but year over year, very normal, very steady, very consistent so far. So the next category I wanted to talk on is off-lake properties, right? We just talked about lakefront. This is all the off-lake options, and that's becoming more and more popular. I want to be close to the lake, but I want to be off the water because I want more room, I want more space, bigger land, bigger houses, stuff like that. So residential off-lake properties last year, we did 1,033 transactions. The year before that in 23, we did 914. So that's about a 13% growth year over year on off-lake properties. In 2021, we did 1,398. So almost 1,400 transactions in 21. And again, that's just because of the boost in that kind of pandemic time frame, but very normal kind of year over year. You saw a little bit of an increase in transactions. And you also saw a little bit of an increase in home values. Your off-lake residential home value average is about $305,000. And last year it was about $299,000. So you really saw about a $6,000 average of growth and appreciation. In 2021, it was about $257,000. So again, that just goes back to in 21, we had the boom that raised prices in this area. More people wanted to come down here because they wanted a different lifestyle. Clearly they wanted to change. And so that will drive up home prices. But year over year, we are starting to see normalization. Transactions were up a little bit. Home prices are up a little bit for both lakefront and off-lake options. So that's the normalization that we want to see. Again, I think 2021, a little bit of a unique time, but obviously we're starting to see things normalize, and that's exactly what we want to start to see. So the next topic that we want to talk about are condominiums. And so last year for condominiums, we did 630 transactions. The year before, we did 726. So your condominium sales are down about 13%. In 2021, there was 1,109 transactions, almost double the transactions in 2021. Again, pandemic timeframe. But year over year, we saw a decrease in those numbers. And there could be some things behind that. There are a lot of condominiums on the market. There's a lot to choose from. It's a little saturated in the condo game. So if you're looking for a condominium, it's a great time to come buy. But a lot of people were buying those and turning them into short-term rentals. And I think that's what saturated things just a little bit. So transactions are down 13%. However, home values or condo values are up. So last year, the average condo value was $348,000. The year before that was $323,000. So you're up in home values almost $20,000 on that condo purchase year over year. And then back in 2021, the average price point was $270,000. So you see this big influx, this big boom again from 21 to date. And again, you're still seeing healthy appreciation levels, even though the transaction volume on condos is down. The value of those properties are still going up. All right, and the last category that I want to touch on is lakefront properties for $1 million and above. The reason we want to look at this stat is just as appreciation values continue to rise, we're starting to see a lot of homes that were priced in the high hundreds obviously start to get into those seven figures. And so depending on your price point and what you're looking for, this is a stat for homes that had sold for over $1 million. And in 2024, there was 139 transactions. The year before that was 118 transactions. So more, right? 18% growth year over year on those $1 million plus properties. In 2021, there was 111. So you're up from that 2021 timeframe, and that's probably because the values of homes continue to rise. And so we've been doing more transactions of seven figures and above. And you're starting to see year over year growth with that, which is great. The average home values that were sold last year was about 1.5. Before that was about 1.6. So you actually see a decrease year over year on the home value appreciations. And that's a pretty fluctuating number, right? There's homes that sell between 1 and 2 million. Then obviously you have yours that sell from 5, 8, 10 and above. So it's a wonky number when you get into the value of some of these properties, but at the end of the day, you're seeing more of those transactions, right? More of those higher price points because it's a healthy place to buy, right? I think all of these stats kind of year over year show you that the real estate market is still growing, it's still healthy, there's still a big desire to live down here, there's still only so much supply. So when you find yourself in those areas with X amount of supply and X amount of demand, right? When demand kind of outweighs it, you'll continue to see appreciation and values rise. There's a desire to live lake life, to change your lifestyle, to buy second homes in these areas. And that demand is going to continue to make this area healthy for your investment. So whether it's a second home, vacation home, an investment property, or if you're looking to relocate permanently, whenever you choose to offload that property, you should see appreciation and a positive ROI. One last category to touch on, and that's the total volume from every transaction, whether it's land, condos, lakefront, off-lake, all of the stuff. In 2024, there was 3,041 transactions that happened. In 2023, there was 3,000 40. There's literally one transaction growth year over year. In 2021, there was 4,506 transactions. So you see in 2021, there's almost 1,500 more transactions than there are currently. However, year over year stays pretty consistent. 1 unit growth, and then again, volume for year over year was around 1,097,000, and last year was about 1.15. So you can still see the volume has grown, appreciation has grown, goes back to supply and demand, healthy investment, depending on what you're looking to purchase here at the lake. So hey, I hope that video was somewhat helpful. I know I can ramble and rack off stats and do some things. I think I'm trying to put some things into perspective on, there's always some wonkiness when any real estate stat happens between 2020 and 2021. Those were abnormal years in any market, in any city. But now we're starting to finally see some normalization. We're seeing some healthy growth and healthy normal appreciation values. And that's probably going to continue to happen as time goes on. This area is still a desire. There's people that want different lifestyle change, or they want to make investments, or they're looking for second homes. Right? Transactions and volumes should increase a little bit year over year, and home values should increase a little bit year over year. So just some fun stats as we ramp forward for what 2025 is going to be, and we're excited for hopefully some change of weather and some warmth. And man, we just miss the hustle and bustle of being out on the water and the lake and having fun. So we're ramping up and gearing up for a great spring and summer. A lot of homes will kind of hit the market here in a little bit, but I thought it was important to look back. You got to check the rear view every once in a while and see where we came from. 2024 was a decent year given the fact that inflation is still high, interest rates are still high, and with all of that, still people are looking to relocate and move, whether it's permanently or for any other reasons they're looking to. And Lake of the Ozarks is always going to have a desirability for those folks. So kind of some fun stats, and obviously we're here to help answer any more or dig up any more that you might need. All you got to do is reach out and let me know. So as I say, call me, text me, email me. I'll do Zoom calls with you. Like the video, subscribe, leave me comments down below. I super appreciate everybody's feedback on this. The more you give feedback, the more that helps the channel grow. So anyway, anything that I can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to let me know. And until then, we'll see you on the next video.